So today I wanted to share with you, this is actually a video that I've been wanting to share for like a really long time. I guess I'm just finally doing it. I really wanted to share with you my all-time favorite drugstore makeup products because I feel like I try a lot of them and I recommend a lot of the same ones, but I just have some that like I literally use almost every single time I do my makeup. I might have a couple honorable mentions in here, just saying, because there are like so many drugstore products that I love, but I have a few that are just like absolute OGs that I just can't live without. Okay, so the first one is going to be Revlon Color Stay. This foundation was the first foundation, you know, I've talked about this a million times since I started my YouTube channel, and the reason for that is not, oh my God, it's SPF 20. I didn't even notice. Bonus. Anyway, so this is in the shade Buff. This was the first foundation that I was ever able to find that matched my fair olive skin. And I did a video about foundations for fair olive skin, and this was one of the ones that I recommended. It's just one of my absolute favorite foundation formulas in general. One of the really nice things about it is that they have two separate formulas. This one is for normal dry, which is what I've been using since my skin has changed, since my like whole skincare journey. But they also have combination oily. So I believe both of them are supposed to be like medium coverage, but you can definitely build it up. I'm wearing it right now, and it's just like, you forget sometimes, you know when you have favorites and then you get to the point where you're like, oh, I want to try something new, and then you try something new, and then you just kind of like forget about it, and then you go back to it and you're just like, oh my God, I forgot how much I absolutely loved this. And that's kind of like where I am with this foundation. I'm coming back to it and I'm just like, oh, especially for summertime, the Color Stay line in general is just like meant to last. So it doesn't like melt away. You know what I mean? I was a little worried when I tried the normal dry just because like I've always used combination oily, but when I started using normal dry, I was like, oh, like I literally have no powder on my face. I just didn't need it. It just made my skin look so flawless, absolutely beautiful. I just absolutely love it. And if you are someone who has similar coloring to me, fair olive, it's a very, very good option. It's maybe not like perfect, but it's so close. And you guys know drugstore, it's so hard to find like specific undertones. A lot of drugstore brands just have like the same neutral orangey stuff, which is kind of my problem with the Maybelline one. Fit Me. It's a great foundation, but I have such a hard time finding a color that's actually going to like work for me. So OG, forever grateful, Revlon Color Stay and Buff. Just Color Stay in general, man. If you haven't tried it, try it. All right, next up it's still like kind of new, I guess, in my like makeup journey, but holy crap, is it already a holy grail. This is and I mean, hello, if you watch my videos, then you already know I use it in every single one. It's the Lift and Snatch Brow Tint Pen by NYX. This one is in the shade Gray Black, which I am wearing today. I have started using like slightly darker colors, and I'm kind of into it. It's just like such a vibe, especially with my like platinum hair, you know? I was using blonde for such a long time, but I love a strong brow. Why am I not doing that? Anyway, so I started using this. I have it in every color because I was doing my hair blonde for a little while. So I have taupe, I have blonde. I thought I had a couple other ones. But anyway, I've been using Gray Black. It's perfect. It's affordable, you know, it's NYX, and it has this tiny, tiny little applicator. Look at how tiny that is. It's so incredibly precise. And it's called a brow tint. It's not like the Glossier ones where, because I've complained about this in the past, Glossier, just so much product comes out and so much pigment, and it's just like not what you're going for with your brows. You know what I mean? Like maybe it would be better for like a liquid liner. This is very much a tint. It is a tint of color. So it's not going to be like ridiculously overwhelming. Yeah, I think it's freaking great. There's nothing bad to say about it. There's nothing else really. It's very simple. It doesn't like, it lasts. Granted, I don't think that actually, you know what? I did kind of get my eyebrows wet in that Wayne Goss, testing the Wayne Goss waterproof mascara video, and I was wearing it in that. It didn't go anywhere. Just saying. Long lasting, you know what I mean? Next up, L'Oreal Infallible Full Wear, I forgot what it was called. More Than a Concealer. This is hands down the best drugstore concealer there is. It is very much along the lines of a Tarte Shape Tape. It's full coverage. It's like a nice, like natural matte finish. It does a lot of setting itself, you know. They have, let me check out the shade range. I use the shade Ivory. Infallible Concealer. Yeah, nice shade range on Ulta anyway. See? Obviously I don't have photos, but Espresso looks like it's relatively deep. So they have a really great shade range. Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, it's supposed to be multi-use, you know, like once Shape Tape came out, everybody was kind of like, oh my God, you can use our concealer to highlight and contour and bronze too, you know? So they're kind of like following that situation. But like, it's just super long lasting. It's super full coverage. A little bit goes a really long way. They have a nice shade range. And as far as like drugstore concealers, that is the one. Like if you have dark circles like I do, that is the one that I would recommend. e.l.f. is touch and go. They have I think it's the camo concealer, and they have a dewy version and they have like a more matte version, right? Are those the two? But the shade range is like a mess. So that is not, I can't put that in here. I'm just comparing it. L'Oreal Infallible is hands down the best drugstore concealer there is. Okay, next up is actually a recommendation from one of you guys. I can't remember if I was asking like for your recommendations, or I think I asked what your drugstore favorites were. And it's still like kind of new to me, but I mean, from the first use, it became a favorite because it's incredible. This is the Maybelline Master Precise Skinny Gel Pencil. This one's in the shade Defining Black. Dude, these are... I need to pick up more shades. Do they have more shades? I hope so. I haven't even checked. Anyway, it's so tiny and precise. The camera doesn't even know how to focus on it. It's so tiny. But it kind of just like goes up like that. And what's so nice about this is that it is so creamy. Look at that. It's so creamy. You can blend it. Like it gives you so much wiggle room. Like you can really smoke it out. But once you put it down and it sets, like look how black that is. It's not going anywhere. So the person who it's like the darkest, most kohl looking liner I've ever seen. But it gives you so much time to smoke it out. You know, like you can really blend it. But then once you start blending it, you can start to feel it set, you know? And then it's just like not moving. So I think the person who recommended this said that they use it to tightline, and I don't really do that, but this is incredible. Like, so I'm not wearing it today, but you could totally use it to like create a look like this. And it's gonna give you like a lot of versatility because you can go in and smoke it out, but then you can like really, really build it up. And once it sets, it's not going anywhere. Like it is down. So I was so impressed with this eyeliner. I highly recommend it. The only thing is, I believe they did say, that person, because like I'm still relatively new to it, but like it's become my favorite eyeliner. They did say that because it's so skinny, if you use it like every single day, you go through it pretty quick. But I don't know, man. I mean, it's Maybelline, it's affordable, it's like fantastic. I feel like you can make a little bit of a sacrifice, you know? All right, guys, the last one is a little bit of a curveball, but I don't know what I would do without it. This is so gross. It's my Dr. Bronner's soap. So technically, it's not a makeup product, but it is because that's how I use it. So this is the Dr. Bronner's soap. Mine's lavender, I think. I keep it in a plastic baggie. It's so cute. You can get it at any drugstore. It's available everywhere. You can also get it at Target. And that is what I use to shape my eyebrows. Now today I did something a little bit different because you know that I always have to like switch up my eyebrow routine. And the reason that I did this is because I did a friend's makeup recently and I like used the Anastasia Brow Freeze, and when I did it, she said you have to like push it with your fingers, and I've never done that before. So I was like flattening her hairs to her skin. So I did that today with mine and I'm like, oh, into it. But what's incredible, because she was telling me that it's like 35, 25, I can't remember how much for the Anastasia Brow Freeze. I spent like, I don't know, $4 on this bar of soap like 3 years ago maybe, and I still have it. And this is like what I use to set my brows every time I do my makeup. I cut a little chunk off from that and I put it in a different baggie, and it just stays in my little like travel case for when I travel, you know. It lasts forever and it's so easy. All you do is spritz it with a little bit of water, setting spray, water, whatever, it doesn't matter, and then use a spoolie, brush up your hairs, and then if you want them to look like laminated, you can like push it, you know, to really set them, and they're not going anywhere, man. And once again, in that video where I was testing the Wayne Goss mascara and I dumped the water on my face, I was using the soap in my brow. So obviously if you like go swimming and you're constantly like jumping in the water and stuff, soap is gonna come off. But if you are worried about a little bit of rain, trust me, your eyebrows aren't going anywhere. It's incredible. I don't know what I would do without it. It's so cheap, it gets the job done. And yeah, I feel like it's probably #1 because I use it every single, even if I'm doing like incredibly natural makeup, or if I'm not even wearing makeup, but I just want to look put together, I use that to set my brows. Quick shout out to Dr. Bronner and all his soaps. Okay, and then I have an honorable mention because I think it's fantastic. I really love it and I talk about it a lot, but it's been replaced by other blushes, but the Milani Cheek Kiss blushes are my honorable mention, and you guys already know about these. I've talked about them a bunch of times. They have a bunch of beautiful shades. They're hydrating, but they're kind of like in this in-between where it gives your skin, I'm not wearing it today, just so you know, it gives your skin this really beautiful like dew, but not too wet, you know? Let me see if I can just like when you touch it, it feels like nice and dewy, but it creates a little bit more of a stain. So you can really sheer it out. See, if you just keep going. And it feels like nice and hydrating, but when I first started using these, my skin was more oily. So you can kind of see, I mean, hopefully you can kind of see like a little bit of a sheen there, but it's so lightweight and comfortable to wear. It really just leaves like a little bit more of a natural finish. So I feel like it would work for the majority of skin types. I love this blush. It's just been, for me, recently replaced by other blushes. I'm using the Lisa Eldridge blush. But if you are looking for a drugstore blush, cream blush, I highly recommend those. Those are fantastic. So honorable mention, Milani Cheek Kiss. All right, guys, that's it for this video. Let me know if you want to see more. I'm happy to do like my, like, I don't know, a designated number favorites of like face powders or, I don't know, just like stuff like that. You know, like, let me know if you want to see it. If you don't, I won't do it again. Maybe I will if I'm bored, but less frequently. I wish I knew how to end a YouTube video. My cheeks look fucking great. All right, I'm gonna go. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what let me know what your top 5 drugstore products are in the comments down below, because I feel like every time you recommend something, I fall in love with it. So, okay, I'm gonna go, bye.